hope you didn't just see my feet. I hope I didn't put that out for free. Dang. Improving your art can be a tough process. And until recently, I felt like I was stuck. I wasn't improving. I wasn't improving. I had skill to recreate like any reference I wanted, but I lacked the creativity to make something that was my own. And none of my art was really sticking out to me. Anyway, I'm gonna share some things, 5 things I've noticed that make my art look better and that I slowly improved on. Piece of advice 1, creativity. I don't know what video I watched, but I learned that combining different ideas that don't exactly correlate, mix them together, you can make something brand new and interesting that can be labeled creative. And doing this really forces you to think and try make these 2 ideas work better together. Like this. Hold up, let me show you. Because this is one of my favorite artworks now. Just like this. See, I made this with 2 references. A drawing from one of my favorite manga, Vagabond. I don't know if you can see it, if it's in frame. But that little blue drawing, if you can't see, I might put up a little picture. So, a drawing from there, and a screenshot from Corey X Kenshin, my favorite YouTuber. Come back, please. Please, come back. We need you. Anyway, yeah, and it's become one of my favorite pieces ever, just because I combined 2 things that I love and made something my own. I also made these. This is Burleezy X Toji from JJK. JJK up there. I can't lie. It's definitely one of the top manga right now. And I made this. I don't know if you can really tell, but this is supposed to be Dashi. And this is our Toto. Mr. Clap. Pause. Yeah, and these have become some of my favorite drawings just because how different it is, how creative it is. Like, I've never made stuff like this. So yeah, that's piece of advice 1. Creativity, combining different things. Piece of advice 2, proportions. Knowing how far things are to each other can really make an image more coherent looking. An example I can give is eyes. They're about 1 eye width away from each other. Oh, let me show you. So you can see this length is about how far the distance is between each eye. And that makes it look proportionate, you know? Also, hands. Hands are basically the same size as your face. So sometimes you'll notice you draw the hands a bit too small and it doesn't look natural. It's because it's not the same size as the face. But obviously this changes, like if you're drawing girls or something, usually the hands are a bit smaller. But yeah. Proportions. Piece of advice 3. Composition. This one I recently learned. The position you put the drawing on the page really changes how pleasing to the eye it is. Let me show you. See this? See how I put it on the page? It's kind of just there, right? Like it's just on the page. But when I flick over, you see this? You can see the difference of how it's put on the page. And let me tell you why. The most interesting part, the face, is on one of the thirds of the page. Using the rule of thirds in your drawings, it just makes the composition way cleaner, way nicer, without you even having to try that much to make a drawing look better. This can even apply when you're taking a picture of your drawing. So say you're taking a picture of this page, you want to get, you can put this option on your camera, the thirds, right? Everyone probably know that. But yeah, you can put that option on your camera, and then you want to aim the most interesting part on one of them corners, the intersections. And you can even do that by cropping the image. Like, you don't, even with this dashi drawing, I'll show you a screenshot, and it changes the composition and makes it look way better. Piece of advice 4. The use of depth always makes an image look way more interesting. The way I emphasize depth in my drawings is using thicker lines on parts of the drawing that would be closer to you. Like an arm sticking out, I would draw the outline thicker than my face lines, because this is in front of my face. And then that would show you the depth, right? Well, that's how I see it anyway. I'll show you in this drawing. See here, I drew the hair outline thicker than I did the sword outline, and that way the sword is kind of behind, and it's more interesting looking when you can see the space in the actual drawing. Final piece of advice is framing. Framing helps the viewer know where to look. Like, if you haven't noticed, I've put myself in this little box of my desk, so you know where to look. You're looking at me. You feel me? Anyway, this works in drawings too. Guiding the viewer's eye to where you want them to look. Like in this Berlizzi drawing, you can see his face is outlined by his shoulders and the sword. See that? It's kind of a box around his face. You know where to look. And you can also see the depth, you feel me? You feel me? Those are all my findings of recent, but I still want to learn way more, like storytelling in an image, color theory, and more stuff like that. And once I learn all about that stuff, I'm gonna make a new video so I can share my findings. And also, these tips work in most other medias like photography, cinematography, anything that involves an image. I actually learned most of these from trying to learn cinematography. So yeah, it's interesting. A little bonus tip, but always remember to find connections in different areas of any idea, topic. You never know. Some plumbing technique could help you with your photography. Who knows? Never stop thinking about different ways you can do things for a better outcome. And that's it. I'm gone. Look at that. I'm gone.